Hey folks, the critically acclaimed comedy AP Bio is moving to Peacock for its third season to pick up where it left off. Starring Glenn Howerton and Patton Oswalt, AP Bio tells the story of a disgraced Harvard professor who returns to his hometown of Toledo, Ohio, and lands a gig teaching at Whitlock High School. Howerton plays Jack Griffin, a schemer who decides to use his students' brain power to his own benefit. Every episode of AP Bio, including the brand new third season, is available now on Peacock, the new streaming service from NBC Universal. Sign up at peacocktv.com to stream now.
Lock the gate!
All right, let's do this. How are you, what the fuckers, what the fuck buddies, what the fucktologists? What's happening? I'm Marc Maron. This is my podcast, WTF. Welcome. How's it going with you? Are you cooking? Have you locked your kids in a room? What's happening? Are you cleaning up? Are you okay? Are you gardening? Does this help you garden? I need to get some shit done in my beds. It doesn't matter. None of it fucking matters. What's happening? What is happening? You want me to tell you who's on the show? Let me do this. And then I'll weave the tapestry, if it's possible, if I can riff it. But this is a unique show. It's a different type of show. We do these shows just exploring a certain subject with people who can. That is the kind of show we have today, and it's a good one. Let's start here in that it's Labor Day. And 1 year ago today, last Labor Day, we had Dale Baran on the show. He wrote a book called It Came From Something Awful, which was about his time engaging with the online world that actually became the alt-right. Now, I'm always a little late to the game. I don't know where everyone else gets their information. I'm not always on the pulse. I remember during the lead up to the 2016 election, seeing these hashtags, MAGA 2016. I didn't know what MAGA was, and then I started noticing this frog was in a lot of different iterations, was showing up in these tweets. And I was like, is this a fun thing? Is it a fun thing? What's happening? What's MAGA? And is the frog fun? Well, Pepe the Frog was actually, I don't know if he was fun, but he was casual. He was not loaded up. He was not political. He was sort of laid back in his inception. And Pepe was involved in what Dale Baran was talking about a year ago, namely memes and shit posting on message boards getting turned into the language and organizing principle of the racist neo-Nazi movement. And they appropriated Pepe. Pepe was the creation of a guy named Matt Furie. You can get the original Pepe books. It was a panel that was in some sort of rag up in the Bay Area, but there's a full book from Fantagraphics called Boys Club. It just was reissued in a new edition from Fantagraphics books, and it's got the original Pepe in it before he was used as the mascot of the alt-right sort of neo-Nazi momentum online. Now, when I talked to Dale Baran a year ago, he mentioned that there was a documentary being made about the creator of Pepe the Frog and how he was trying to reclaim Pepe. So today I talked to that guy. His name is Matt Furie. The doc is called Feels Good, Man. The director, Arthur Jones, will be here as well. And after I talked to them, I wanted to follow up on this trajectory of the alt-right and what happened with Pepe and it was a precursor to what we're seeing now with QAnon. So in order to sort of tackle that and contextualize it, I talked to Andrew Marantz. He's a staff writer for The New Yorker, and he's been reporting on this stuff, the online subcultures, for years. He actually wrote a book about it called Antisocial: Online Extremists, Techno-Utopians, and the Hijacking of the American Conversation. It's available now, but it comes out in the paperback September 15th. So, big show of stuff. All right? I'm trying to deal, as we all are, and some days are better than others. I feel like my grief is, I don't think it's being repressed, but maybe it is just a function. But I reflect almost every day about my loss, about our loss in a broader sense. And, I reflect on my relationship. A day doesn't go by where I don't think about the passing of my girlfriend and what led up to it. And, it's rough, but it's getting easier. I talk to people. I spend time with people. I'm trying to have a life, but it's a solitary life now a bit. I am here at the house myself. So I try, I'm loading up my brain. I'm figuring now it's time to read, but I haven't really been able to read with a lot of consistency since the grief, since the tragedy, since the horror. Point is, I'm loading up. What is it about? Why is my brain doing that? I'm listening to the jazz. I'm reading about the jazz. But here's the deal. I don't know. Look, I just feel like, what is the point? But then I realized, I think if you're of my ilk and you're relatively smart, but maybe not a fully well-rounded intellectual of the academic sort. I mean, because most social and critical theory is for academics, for those within that world, or for students who don't understand it and won't understand it, no matter how much they pay attention in class. It's just going to be those two guys who smoke too much who are going to get it. But I want to tackle it. So why am I loading up, though? Where are we going with this? I think what's going to happen, I think what it is we're going to watch all the Criterion movies we can. Been watching a lot of Cassavetes. We're going to read up, maybe get into those philosophy books, maybe some poetry, kind of load up. If these were your interests coming up, you have the time now, and maybe you'll hit the wall like I did, and it's time to start loading up. Load up on the philosophy, load up on the poetry, load up on the movies, load up on the difficult music, load up on the cultural commentary and cultural criticism. Fill it up, man. Fill it all up. Deal with mathematics if you want. Deal with logic if you want. Restart the fire in your brain that you were driving at when you gave up for something easier that would get you through life. And once you load up, I think that the ultimate goal that we're working towards is that for those of us who want to load up, we're going to load up the brain, load up the heart, and at that moment of catharsis, if you want to call it that, in these end times where we all can't breathe at the same time, when we all look up and see the flash, that final moment for those of us who are on the upper ground. For some people, they're going to be in the basement. They're going to be in the bunker. They're going to be underground just by coincidence, and they might make it through. But for the rest of us who are all going to die at the same time, and whatever the cataclysm is unfolding, in that moment, if you've done your homework and you've loaded up your brain, even though it seemed senseless, in that moment, that flash of vaporization, we will all understand Charlie Kaufman's new movie. I'm thinking of ending things. That's when it'll make sense. If you've done the proper homework at that final moment, and it'll be a collective experience. Those of us who are baffled, who are critical, who don't feel versed enough, if you do the proper loading of the brain at that moment of collective catharsis, that is the end of the species, we will all simultaneously understand, I'm thinking of ending things. And some will be saved. Oddly, that prophecy might be true. But the rest of us, those of us who did the homework, will understand that movie, and then everybody else will be the meek, and they'll have business to do. Business. Only a businessman can run a business into the ground. You can have that one, Biden. That's from my buddy Lipsight. Lipsight and I were working it out, talking it through, figuring it out. So, here we go. Let's get on with it. Matt Furie and Arthur Jones. Matt Furie is the subject. Arthur is the director of this new documentary called Feels Good Man. The subject is, as I said, Matt Furie and his creation, Pepe the Frog. It's now available on most digital video on-demand platforms. This is me talking to Matt Furie and Arthur Jones coming up. Folks, it's summertime. Right? It's time to embrace the ice cream, and I'm talking to everyone here because even if you don't do dairy, our friends at Ben & Jerry's have a plan for you. Ben & Jerry's has 3 new non-dairy frozen desserts that are a brand new twist on vegan euphoria. The Ben & Jerry's flavor gurus were working overtime when they made the new non-dairy frozen desserts with sunflower butter. Oh, man. They're the perfect sweet treats for vegans, vegetarians, and everyone in between. Sunflower butter. Are you kidding me? Try the new milk and cookies flavor with no milk. There's also creme brulee cookie and mint chocolate cookie, all plant-based, all delicious. Going plant-based is smart for a whole lot of reasons, but if you've never tried a plant-based ice cream, these Ben & Jerry's flavors are a great place to start. And if you don't mind, I'd like to continue to petition for some plant-based peanut butter cup. Come on, fellas. It's my favorite Ben & Jerry's flavor. I know you can do it. Come on. Check out the Ben & Jerry's sunflower butter lineup and the whole non-dairy family at benjerry.com. That's BenJerry.com. Nothing lasts forever, right? So how come for some itchy allergy eye sufferers, it seems like allergy season never ends? If you've had it with rubbing your itchy allergy eyes all the time, you need Pataday Once Daily Relief. Pataday contains the #1 prescribed eye allergy itch relief ingredient, and now it's available without a prescription. With Pataday, just 1 drop once a day works fast and lasts all day. Relief season is here to stay. Get Pataday online in stores everywhere. So, look, I watched a movie a while back because Giorgio sent me a copy of it. I'm glad you guys found a home for it. Where is it going to? Where did it end up?
Well, we're taking it out on our own in terms of VOD.
Oh, okay.
So it's available for rental on September 4th, and then it's going to be the season premiere of Independent Lens on PBS on October 19th.
Oh, that's nice.
Which is great.
So when I first started seeing Pepe the Frog around, it was late, and I didn't. I don't know the strip. I don't know where the strip ran. Matt, where was the original? Was the strip actually called Boys Club?
Yeah, originally it was like a zine that I was just making for fun in San Francisco in the early 2000s. So I just made a little zine, and then it just kind of was like in the small press kind of scene in San Francisco in like the early aughts.
Oh, really? Like which small press over there? Like it wasn't a Last Gasp thing?
No, it was called Buenaventura Press, and they were based out of Oakland. And we would go to the LA Comic Con in like 2006, and the Alternative Press Expo in San Francisco, in the early 2000s and stuff. So I don't know, it was just kind of a silly comic that I would try to kind of encapsulate my 20-something aimlessness into comic book form.
Your life experience living with a bunch of other dudes?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, my, living in San Francisco, like post-college, was kind of like a way to keep going to college, because it's kind of just a tight-knit little sleepy town anyways, and everybody kind of like lives up next to one another, and we all just eat burritos and, hang out and, just try to postpone adulthood as long as possible.
Oh, no, I did it. I lived in San Francisco. I was there 92 through 94. Lived down on the Mission, and you really you definitely got that feel that there are a lot of people that either came here after college or for college and just never really changed their clothes for a decade or so, and just kind of hung out.
Yeah, you roll out of bed, get a burrito, and hop on your bike and hang out with your friend. It was cool. And in like the early 2000s, my partner was working at the Punchline San Francisco, and so she's seen you perform there a number of times, and I kind of was exposed to a lot of like stand-up comedy back then.
She was a server?
Yes. Yeah, she was she was a skinny, short-haired girl that could carry a lot of glasses on one tray. It's pretty impressive.
Oh my God! So she had to deal with my contingent.
Indeed.
My community.
Yeah.
She's probably got some stories to tell, I would imagine.
Well, yeah, she just loved going out to, they would go out to eat after the shows and stuff. She hung out with like Chris Garcia and Brent Weinbach and Shang Wang.
Oh, the nice guys.
Yeah. So, yeah, the nice crew of comedians. And then I got to meet them, too.
Those are good guys. Yeah, Chris used to open for me a lot.
Okay.
So All right, let's get into this Pepe business. So the strip was really like when I read that, because I got the Fantagraphics book that I guess Eric put out, Boys Club, which is it's a great book. I guess it's all the comics from that you did. What'd you do them like weekly, or did you do them? Did the zine have like just a few